Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Ethereal Creation. Today I'll be showing you how to make Oxtail Rasta Pasta. So this is the oxtail that we're going to be using. My green seasoning, I used half of a green bell pepper, half of a red bell pepper, half of a white onion, 3 cloves of garlic, a few sprigs of thyme, and about 3 sprigs of scallions. You can leave these ingredients whole and let them marinate with the oxtail, but I actually like to blend them up for maximum flavor. I'm just going to be blending up all my seasonings. My food processor is pretty small, so I'm doing them in batches. Once you're finished with everything, you're going to see that bright, beautiful green color. Now that we've finished making our green seasoning, we're going to start off with our clean, trimmed, washed oxtail. Started off with a generous amount of adobo seasoning. Now I'm going to be adding oxtail seasoning. I'm adding a lot of that also. Use all of these seasonings to your discretion. Next, I'm going to be adding in whole pimento seeds. We're going to drizzle on about a tablespoon of soy sauce and a drizzle of burnt sugar, which is also called brownin in the islands, and a drizzle of Worcestershire sauce. I use the reduced salt because there's salt coming from the adobo and soy sauce. 2 to 3 heaping tablespoons of green seasoning. 1 packet of sazon. Then we're going to be adding in some freshly grated black pepper. So now we're going to be mixing all of these ingredients together. You really want to work your way into that meat because you want all the seasonings to get in there, and the result is going to be so flavorful. So once we're finished with that, we're going to put some foil on top and let it sit overnight in the fridge. So after our meat has marinated overnight in the fridge and letting it sit out for an hour to let the chill off the meat, we're going to be searing our oxtails individually into a big cast iron pot. We're trying to look for a nice brown sear on each piece of meat. So that means adding a generous amount of oil in the bottom of the pot before we get started. So I just did this in batches, that's why I had put them in the bowl, but now we're going to be adding everything back into the pot, and we want each piece of meat to touch the bottom of the pot. So here's what it looks like after everything is snug in there. And while we have the burner on high, we're going to add in the seasonings that was left over from the marinade. The burner to medium-high cover to let the oxtail cook for about 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, I added in about a squeeze of ketchup, some more green seasoning, and now we're going to be adding hot water right up until the line of the meat. Turn the burner down to low, covered, and let this cook for about 3 hours. Across the pasta, we're going to start off with a pot of boiling water, olive oil, and some salt before we add in our pasta. I'm using half a pack of traditional penne pasta. Mix this around to prevent the pasta from sticking to each other for about 7 to 8 minutes. For our sauce, we're starting off with about 2 tablespoons of butter, half of a white onion diced. Mix this around and let it saute for about 2 to 3 minutes. Add in the other half of the red and green bell peppers, sliced. Let this saute for about 2 to 3 minutes. Add in 2 cloves of minced garlic. Mix for about 30 seconds or until the garlic turns fragrant because you don't want it to burn. Now we're going to be adding in 1 tablespoon of hot jerk seasoning. You can also use the mild version of this, but I like it spicy. Saute all of these ingredients for about 1 minute. Once all of your ingredients are sauteed together, you're going to be adding about 1 cup of heavy cream and 1 can of coconut milk. The coconut milk brings a rich sweetness and a unique flavor to the rasta pasta that sets it apart from Alfredo. Now don't forget to season your sauce. We're going to be adding in black pepper, garlic and herb seasoning, a little bit of salt, not too much. Mix all of these ingredients together and let it come to a simmer. Letting this simmer will give a chance for the sauce to thicken. Now add in 2 handfuls of grated Parmesan cheese. Mix this together to let the cheese distribute evenly throughout the sauce and let it simmer once again to give it a chance to thicken up. Your cooked penne pasta, and I left the burner on for this part. I just like to keep it on because when I'm mixing up all the sauce and the pasta, it's still hot and creamy. So I'm going to slow this down just so you guys can see how creamy and delicious this is. The pasta's hot, the sauce is hot and creamy and cheesy. So after 3 hours of letting our oxtail sit, this is finally what it looks like. The sauce is thickened up. It has a beautiful gravy with so much flavor. This oxtail is falling off the bone. As you could see, some of the meat pieces are in the gravy. And this is going to be just delicious with our pasta. So now my favorite part, time to eat. We're going to finally put up our pasta dish. We're adding in some pasta. We're adding in that beautiful oxtail that is still steaming from off the stove. I like extra gravy on my pasta, so I'm adding some on each piece of the oxtail. Guys, this is still steaming. It's so beautiful. I gotta show you a shot of this pasta. Let me get it off the fork. Pick it up, pick it up. Yes. Oh my god, with the gravy on there. So delicious. I'm picking off a piece of the oxtail because I gotta show y'all this too. And I had to show you guys how great this was. I'm shaking my head and all of that. It was so delicious. Please like, share, subscribe, guys. Thank you so much for watching.